Hello and welcome to Algebra 2 tutorial. We're switching gears away from transformations a little bit to quadratic characteristics now. So we have a parabola. What are all the characteristics of that parabola? We're going to be looking at these four: the vertex, the axis of symmetry, when is the parabola increasing and when is the parabola decreasing, and then does the parabola have a minimum or a maximum? So let's take a look at all of those four characteristics. And so first we're going to do it from a graph. Probably the easier way because you can see almost all of these characteristics. Most of this should be pretty easy, but we just need a little bit of review. So the vertex is right here. The vertex is at the point 2, -3, and so we just want to identify that, 2, -3. There's our vertex. The axis of symmetry. So symmetry means the same, essentially. That is the line where the left is the same as the right. It goes right down the middle. It should pass right through your vertex. It is this x value right here. And so you would call that x equals 2. X equals 2 is a vertical line, and you want to write it that way. The one thing most people have trouble with is increasing, decreasing. Because partly your math teachers are to blame for this, myself included, because we always say this parabola is going up. And so you would say, hey, this parabola is always increasing. That's not what we mean. So when we think increasing and decreasing, we think reading left to right. So if I was going from the left to the right, this way, what is this parabola doing? You might even imagine somebody walking along this parabola from left to right. So if this person is going left to right, what is that person doing first? Well, they are going down this parabola. So they are decreasing. So this person is decreasing all the way till they get to the bottom. And right here at 2, this person would start walking up this way. Now that person would be increasing. So to the left of 2, I shouldn't put that arrow there, that could be confusing. To the left of 2 we are decreasing, and to the right of 2 we are increasing. So decreasing, that is whenever our x values are smaller than 2. And then when our x values are bigger than 2, we are increasing. And then minimum versus maximum. This is an either or, okay? So does this parabola have a minimum point or does it have a maximum point? Well, minimum is the bottom. Does this parabola have a bottom? Yes, it does. Right here. That's the bottom. To prove it to you, does it have a top? Well, this goes up forever. So no matter how high you go, this parabola will always go higher. So there isn't a maximum point, it just goes up forever. But there is a bottom. It will never get below -3. So this parabola does have a bottom. It has a minimum. And so this wants to know, which one does this have? This has a minimum. It's at y equals -3. We're going up and down, so that's a y value. So the minimum is y equals -3. It's always going to be the vertex. So this is just asking, is your vertex at the bottom or is your vertex at the top? And your answer could even be 2, -3 is a minimum. That also works. All right, those are the four characteristics we want to take a look at. So we did that with graphs. Now we're going to try it in a different way. So this time we have equations, and we're going to describe all the characteristics. So first, it might be good for us to just draw a quick sketch of this. Once we have a visual, we can figure out what those characteristics are. So we're going to go to the right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So our parabola starts here. The negative means we are facing down. and the 3 is a stretch, a vertical stretch, but again, that's hard to draw. That gives us a pretty good visual. Now we can start putting in our characteristics. So the vertex, well, we already put that down. It's 5 to the right and 4 down. So that's 5, comma, -4. The axis of symmetry is right down the middle. That is at x equals 5. So x equals 5. Eventually, you might not even need the sketch. You can see how all these numbers are right in the equation. All right, increasing, decreasing. So again, think about the little person walking along the parabola. They start on the left, and they walk around to the right. So first, this person is going up. So first, this parabola is increasing. Then the parabola is decreasing. So our limiting value here is 5. On the left side of 5, we are increasing. So that, to say the left side of 5, those are all the numbers smaller than 5. So x is less than 5, we are increasing. And then we're after 5, bigger numbers than 5, we are decreasing. So that is x greater than 5. All right, minimum and maximum. So that's our vertex. This is our vertex right here. Is that at the top or the bottom? That is at the top. So our vertex, 5, -4, is a max. All right, so we got that one. Let's do one more real quick. Number 2, h of x. I'm going to erase all those just so I can have my organization. I'll change colors. So here, our vertex. Let's see if we can do this one without the graph. So our vertex is 0 side to side. There's no h value. And up 3. So 0 side to side and up 3. Our axis of symmetry is the x value of that vertex. It's the middle. Well, the x value is 0. So that will be x equals 0. Increasing and decreasing. Well, let's see. This parabola is facing up. So it will be decreasing first and then increasing. Now, where does it change? Right at the axis of symmetry, which is at 0. So we are increasing x over here where numbers are smaller than 0, so less than 0. And, oops, I got that flipped around, didn't I? My bad. So, decreasing is when x is less than 0. And increasing is when x is greater than 0 on the right side, where the numbers are bigger than 0. So, do we have a minimum or a maximum? Our vertex is at the bottom, so our parabola does have a minimum at the vertex. 0, 3 is a minimum. All right, we got all our characteristics there. Hopefully that's making some sense. Not too hard a subject for this one. So, we have 4 characteristics. The vertex, the axis of symmetry is in the middle, increasing and decreasing. Try to visualize a person walking along the parabola from left to right, and then is your vertex a minimum or a maximum? So, here's some for you to try. See if you can get those. If so, you're doing pretty well. Good luck.